touring cycle, I've never had this happen before, and some people have had it happen to them more than others, but just to show my letdown with the human race, I mean, me, Paulo, and our manager walking back from dinner one night, and we got jumped by a couple of kids, and never before did I think, all right, I'm not gonna go home after tonight. I'm probably gonna die tonight. And someone shows us their gun, I get punched in the face, our manager gets bones broken, and like I said, people have had that happen to them. So having it be my first experience dealing with that, at first it kind of messed me up, and I wasn't able to do the things that I want to do.
Things can wear on you, and no matter how nice and you are, like, stuff can get under your skin and really affect you. Maybe he's not the kind of person that lashes out and does crazy stuff, but I think, when I hear the lyrics, I can see where he's coming from.
It just channels some dark shit in your head, and so I feel like that is the most therapeutic way for people to create. Let's say everyone who is bullied or everyone who feels wronged isn't necessarily an artist. They can still create. They can still channel that bad vibe, those hateful energies towards something versus self-destruction or hurting others.
It's like a release. It's not like, to try to corrupt anybody or the listeners. It's supposed to be like, a way to kind of vent frustrations about certain things.
It wasn't hard to write it, but it was hard to hear about it afterwards when we're tracking vocals and, David's looking at the lyrics and he's like, hey man, are you all right? What's up with these lyrics? And
boy's angry. He went really, really dark on this record, and I understood where he had to go.
And I know that it's not just, saying these things because we're a metal band and we're supposed to sound angry and, rebellious or whatever the lyrics may sound like. It's, it's coming from a real place. And you can be a very nice person but still have those feelings underneath your skin. I think a lot of people do, just people don't have the outlet like we do to embrace those things and get them out there for people to hear.
And David kind of is real with them about lyrics and like themes and stuff, because if Matt has a lyric that like might not make sense, and David will, they'll evaluate the whole, what it's about and everything, and make sure it makes sense. And I don't know, I think he became a lot better because of it.
And so there were a couple times where just a little bit of suggestion in terms of, well, what if we describe it this way, if we make it more veiled, if we make it not quite as direct, if we make it and still be biting, but not necessarily offensive and biting.
Well, I think with Matt, vocals and lyrics, that was the thing going into this record that we knew was going to be like make or break with the album, and that's a lot of pressure to put on one person, because he writes all the lyrics and he's doing all the singing on the album, on top of being, the rhythm guitar player and just the front man in general. That's just a lot of pressure.
He became a better singer over the past couple weeks, and he's even said it himself. He's like hitting notes that he never has done before.
I think that he got stronger over the course of making this record. There's no question that he's not the same singer he was on day 2, or day 5, or day 10, or day 30. And he continued to grow, and then he left the studio with all that additional knowledge and reinforced it, and has been training on his own too. So he's gonna be a bad motherfucker bad with that boy, no doubt about it.
And Dave's really been kind of working him pretty hard on the vocals and just really pushing him to just kind of get the most out of them, and it's been working.
With vocals in particular, I don't approve of, I've never used any, I never want to use with any artist auto-tune or pitch correction of any kind. I don't think it's necessary. I think it sterilizes the vocal. People spend too much time just going ahead and going through this normal mode of, sing 20 takes and I'll just grab everything and throw it through auto-tune and pitch correction and just move it to where it's supposed to be, and we'll be able to comp it from there. And that's just what they do, as opposed to actually telling the artist or the singer, this is where you're falling short, this is where you're pushing sharp, this is where you need to watch your breathing, this is why you're having an issue at this point, try it this way, do it this way. That correction and that ability to identify what the person is doing wrong as they're doing it and correct it while they're doing it, and then enable them to do it correctly on their own, then it becomes a learned behavior.
By the second or third week, all of a sudden it all clicked. And I noticed the last vocal day I had, everything that was supposed to come into play where I'd have to think about it the week previous, it automatically happened. So he said he noticed that I've already expanded upon maybe 2 to 5 notes, or like half-step notes in my range, and he feels that there's so much more to go.
He's now truly discovered who he is as a vocalist. He's learned to own that space really, really powerfully. He's not sounding like anyone other than Matt Heafy, you know, and that's a beautiful thing.